Alright, welcome back to Unbound Chapters Podcast. I'm Sandra.
I'm Isabel.
Finally finished. Smutmas, day 12. It's going to be in the books. Me too. I'm tired of...
I'm not reading another...
reading holiday books. Yeah, I don't want to read...
book ever again.
Nothing.
No Valentine's Day. No...
I might read
Arbor Day.
Yeah.
No.
Could you... There's got to be a book about sentient trees. You know? I don't want to read that, but... Anyway, we're in our Christmas clothes. I really like that, actually.
Thanks.
Still very good. Just kidding. Yeah, so for our Christmas Day book, it's a little bit different than other books.
Yeah, it wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to be.
I feel like it was more dark in the beginning a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's called...
Sorry, keep going.
Hunted in Holly by Leann Belle. When I was first reading it, I was like, she's literally not being hunted. What the fuck? And then...
Well, I thought maybe she was the hunter. But kind of not. Starts with this girl. She in this forest. She in stealth mode. Going up to this fortress. And she doesn't really explain whose fortress it is. And we didn't read the description, so we did not know.
Yeah, I had no idea what this book was about.
Yeah, me neither.
Just like, hunted.
But she breaks into this fortress because the leader or whatever murdered her whole family and her own fortress.
Yeah, she's from the South Pole.
Well, we didn't know that yet, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
She breaks in, she's stealthing her way through. She gets to the kitchen and she hears a movement and she's looking around. She's frozen.
But also,
it's a cat.
She has like these cool... She can manipulate the ice, like how she got into the house. She like froze like part of the window and she's able to like get in and then she like iced it back and I was like...
Yeah, she has ice powers.
Nice.
And while she is like, oh good, I'm okay. She starts walking and bam, syringe to the neck. And she wakes up in a bed with different clothes.
Yeah, she has like some kind of like gown on. Like her coat and her boots are like all hung up nicely and neatly. Because like at this point, you know, she's just a not traitor, intruder. Well, at this point, she's just like an intruder to the North Pole.
She wakes up in this locked room. None of her ice tools are working on anything. They just immediately melt. She's never had that happen before. Like, sure, her stuff does melt because it is ice, but like, it takes longer than regular ice. So she's like, the heck? This dude is controlling my magic. Not controlling, just like evading.
Yeah.
So she's like trying to break out. She's angry and she's throwing ice daggers all over the place. And she hears like over a speaker, Mr. Nick. He's like, you're feisty, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then he comes into the locked room and he's like, what are you here? What are you doing? Trying to kill me or something? She's like, you know what? Yeah.
I am trying to kill you, actually.
I was gonna lie, but I am trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And they kind of like go back and forth about why they're gonna kill each other, what they're gonna do to each other, who's gonna win. It's like a battle of wits, kind of.
I liked this part a lot.
And then he's getting turned on.
Majorly.
He's like,
oh, you want to kill me? Do it.
Yeah.
I'm open.
So she takes an ice dagger. She stabs him, or she goes to stab him in the chest, and she hesitates. And he's like, "Don't stop now." And he pushes it in a little bit for her.
Bro.
And then,
oof.
he's like, keep going. So she pushed all the way until it went, she felt it go through his heart and out the other side to the bed.
Yeah, and I was like,
and he
stuck
died.
into the bed. Yeah. She was
Not
like,
really.
bro, I did it. Yes, I did it. She's like, I can't walk this way. I finally did it. And then, yeah, he's not
she
dead.
was so happy. And then he looked up at her and he was like, nice try.
Like, you really think that was going to kill me?
Yeah. So.
Don't do that. She's like flabbergasted, and he ends up, he like pins her.
Yeah. He pins her. He's kissing and licking on her.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, wait, are you a virgin? Excuse me, I'm gonna be the first?
How lucky for me.
Yeah, so he makes her arrive with his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like she wasn't allowed to touch herself or have others touch her because she was like a princess, kind of.
Mm. Yeah, her brother was supposed to become the ruler, but he was murdered.
And she had to be pure for some reason, even though her betrothed was not pure.
Mm-hmm. Well,
doesn't make any sense.
Her guess. But yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's never the same for guys and girls. You know this.
So she's, feeling pretty good because it's the first time she's ever felt anything like that. And while he's doing this to her, he's like, since you intrigue me so much, I'm gonna give you a challenge. You have 3 days to escape my forest without me catching you. If you can do it, you're free to go. If I catch you, you have to stay with me forever in this pretty little cage.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, St. Nicholas ain't no saint.
Mm-hmm.
And he messed up because I am a nature. Like, I'm blessed by Mother Nature. I'm going to get out of this so easy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next day she goes out in her original clothing that she came with a backpack full of stuff that he gave her. And he's going through, he's like, you have 2 hours to get a head start and then I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going, she's running, she's making good time, good pace, good distance. She's like, how can I trick him? He's kind of clever. So I can't do like usual tricks. So she makes like a bunch of different paths and she like walks backwards in them to try and confuse him.
Mm-hmm.
And then she makes herself like a little den and she hides in it. And after the 2 hours, he comes out and he's looking for her and he's following the steps and he's like, wait a second. The way this one goes.
Yeah, how are you going to get down,
going backwards.
feel the indent, and just know that someone was like walking backwards to make it look like their footsteps are going a different way?
Know that. And then he feels
clever.
The magic. He like picks up some snow and it melts too quickly and he realizes it's her magic. He was like, she covered up her footprints.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows which way she went. And he's going through the forest and he comes up on her foxhole that she's hiding in.
Mm-hmm.
And he teases her and he's like, oh, where could she be? Mm-hmm. And he pretends to walk off and then he reaches his hand through the snow. He yanks her out.
Oh, yeah, I was like, oh.
And he was like, I almost didn't get you, but your little heart gave you away.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's pulling her by the ankle the whole way back towards the fortress thingy. Mm-hmm. And she has an idea to put this like cuff around her ankle where he's holding her and to make spikes shoot out of it. And
yeah, she like freezes a ring around where her hands are or where his hand is, and she blows on it and it shatters and like goes through his hands and stuff, and it's all bloody and yuck. And
she's running for her life and she climbs up this cliff with her icicle blades. And she gets to the top and she's just taunting him. She's like, oh, what happened? You can't climb? What happened to being such a great hunter? You can't catch me? And she sends down some giant icicles to circle around him, and he's like, "You missed." And he holds out his hand. She sends one right into his hand, goes straight through, and he likes it.
He really likes it.
And so he's like, "All right, you won today. We'll see what tomorrow brings." And he leaves, and she stays there for about an hour watching the spot to make sure that he's not like tricking her and coming back. And then she makes a camp, and she's sleeping, and then it switches to his POV again, and he's sitting on a mountain up high where he can see her and the forest surrounding and some of his creatures that
they said like Yeti and like snow bears. Did you say snow bears?
I don't remember. But they protect his forest. But he kills them because they got too close. And then he goes to bed. And she wakes up and she decides, I can see the lake from here. I have ice powers. I'm going to go to that lake. So she goes to the lake and she has a plan, and we don't know what it is yet. But then it switches back to his POV. He wakes up. He's like, I'm going to have a sleep in. I'm going to have a luscious breakfast. I'm going to give her some time to figure out her next move. So he comes out and he notices that her camp's empty, and she wrote down, "Come catch me if you can, asshole." And he was like,
so funny.
For someone who's fighting so hard, she seems to be enjoying it.
She really enjoys this game.
So he follows her tracks. He's like, she'd be real sloppy today. And it leads to the lake. And she's in the middle of it, just ice skating, like doing loops and spins and jumps and things. And so
just having a good old time.
Yeah. He changes his shoes into ice skates, and they start like synchronizing or just like dancing together. And every now and then they'll get like close enough and she'll like jab him, or he'll grab her and like kiss her cheek, her jaw, her nose. And then it gets to the point where they're like close to some thin ice, and she's circling him, and he like pisses her off, and so she's like, you know what, I'm done. So she throws a net at him, she freezes it, and then she slams down her skate to break the ice.
So clever. She's so
that
good.
He floats away, and then she uses her ice magic to tip him over, so he's under the ice and he's stuck to the ice that just flipped over. He takes off his shoes and he swims out to go get her. And she's just standing there smug. She didn't even run away.
Yeah, run. What? She deserved this.
Yeah.
The whole thing, she deserved it.
He pulled her in. And, of course,
he loves to wait until she just passes out.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Of course, a blizzard came, so he's like, oh, damn, we gotta...
Yeah, I can't take her back to the...
Cold is uncomfortable, but it will kill her. She's not at her, like, what is it, prime age?
Yeah, she can still be killed.
So, he builds her, like, a little shelter.
Yeah, it's kind of like similar to the shelter that she had underneath that one tree.
And he builds her a fire, and then he goes out and he skins his Yeti and brings the hair.
Yeah, it was just like, it'll be good in a week. Like, yeah. She needs it more than he does.
He covers her up. And
this part,
horny.
Yeah, this part I did not like.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah,
she's passed out, blue lips, barely staying alive. He stripped both of them to keep them warm, which I understand.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, she's like dying slowly, kind of, and he's getting like really turned on just thinking about things from himself.
Also, he's spooning her, and they're both naked.
Yeah, so he just, like, touches her a little bit, it's, like, a little, like, nice caresses until it's not nice anymore, and...
He starts slipping his thing along her naked...
entrance.
Yeah, not in, just along it.
Like a hot dog.
Like, along the bun, but not in the bun.
Yeah, just, like, rubbing her, and, of course, her body's responding to it. She's responding to it in her unconsciousness. And push comes to shove, and he ends up finishing all over her body.
And he rubs it in.
Yeah, he like rubs it, and then he also puts some in her mouth.
Gross.
Yeah. So like, I'm all fine with while you're sleeping things if you're both on the same page. Not if we've never even talked about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't really care for this part, but the rest of the story I enjoyed. Yeah, that's the only part that I didn't like. I was just like,
she wakes up.
she's literally
fully clothed,
unconscious.
under
Warm,
the fire.
toasty. Yeah, she's just gonna wait there. She's like, he probably expects me to leave. I'm gonna wait for his ass here. And she's like, I have a plan. And he does come back, and she uses like a whole bunch of her power to like freeze his blood so it can't get to his heart. So he ends up like passing out. And she's like, I got his bitch ass now. She like ropes him up. Like he can't get out of all these ropes. She quadruple tied these ropes and
tied it to a tree.
Yeah, and he finally comes to, and he's just like a little bit shocked, but also like, oh, look what she did. He's definitely excited by it. He's taken aback because he wasn't expecting her to do something like this, but he was like, yeah, it was pretty clever. Like, you probably could have killed me. Yeah, she could have killed him when he was unconscious, but for some reason she's like the worst killer. Why do you have to wait for someone to wake up before you kill them? I mean, I get it, but yeah. So yeah, he comes to, and she just has to ride out a few more hours or something like that before the Christmas day is done, and she'll technically win. Did we talk about the deal?
What deal?
About why they're doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's kind of like just letting her talk her stuff, and then suddenly he's undone and he's on top of her, and she's just like, you were literally just attached to those ropes. He was like, you think the ropes that were made like by me or from my land are gonna keep me down? So he's literally holding both of her hands above her head with one of his hands, and he's just like taunting her now. He's just like, you're mine. All the things I'm gonna do, like, you literally can't get out of this. Yeah. And they shabam very nicely, in my opinion. He was nice and gentle at first. Then he was not nice and gentle. But she asked for it. She literally told him. Oh yeah, we learned about this whole time he's able to find her because she has mistletoe in her bag. She's just like, haha, mistletoe. He thinks he's gonna get close to kiss me, but it was literally how he's been tracking her this whole time. Like, he has to abide by, like, the laws of Mother Nature or something. So if she would have put the mistletoe out of her bag and just left it somewhere, he never would have found her. Because he would have been just so severely attached to that mistletoe. So he just, like, swipes it over her body, just, like, caressing her with it, I guess. And it's, like, does something to him. Yeah. You want to talk about more?
Then he forces chocolate in her mouth at the end, and there's tranquilizer inside, so she passes out. He takes her to the fortress, and she wakes up in his bed. And she's like grumpy. She's like, I can't believe I let myself do this. And she's like talking herself into being angry again, and he walks in, he's like, come get your Christmas present. And she's like, no, go away.
Yeah.
And
she's so mad.
He picks her up and he drags her towards that room that he kept her in before. She's like, wait, no, I'll marry you, just don't lock me in there, and stuff like that.
They showed the dungeon.
Oh.
Yeah, they go down flights and flights of stairs until they're in like a dungeon prison thing. And all of the doors are shut except for one. And she's just like, no, I'll marry you, And he comes in there with her. She's like, wait a minute, why are you in here? And who do we see? Krampus.
And his elf buddy.
Yeah, so Krampus was the one who killed everyone in her realm and the equator because she was supposed to marry the son of Father Time. All of them are dead. There's also an attack that was kind of trying to be started in the North Pole, but he was able to find out who it was. Like, he made the rumor about you can kill him by putting a stake or something through his heart, and like he knew who kind of relayed the information, so he was able to know down who would be doing something, I guess. So he's pretty much like, this is the person that killed everyone that you love. He's been in your mind this whole time, telling you to kill me. And he's like, what do you want to do? And he let her kill him.
She stabbed him 10 times.
Yeah, she stabbed him once, then she just kept on going, just for good measure. And the little elf that she saw starting the fire, he was also dead. She didn't get to kill him. He was already dead. Yeah, Krampus showed up. He's a prisoner at the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like the video we did on Monday is extremely shorter than this one, but our times are similar. The Santa's Candy Cane. I was just looking at the time and I was like, this book is significantly longer, like 90 pages longer. But yeah, I really enjoyed the hunt part. Like, they finally got to. I wish it lasted a little bit longer, or he didn't just give up after catching her once. Like, okay, I caught you, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, no, make her run, chase her, you know what I mean? So I wish that was a little bit longer, but I still really enjoyed it. Because, like, when he was telling her, like, I'm gonna give you 3 days, I'm gonna give you a 2-hour head start right now to, like, run, like, I got excited. I was like, man, he's gonna get her. He's gonna get her so quick. Like, this is his territory. You don't know nothing about this place. Yeah. Well, like, also, she's only 29, so she doesn't really have, like, power, but I'm just like, you gotta have more than 15 minutes. Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Well, she said that she never practiced because she wasn't next in line.
I know, but still, 15 minutes, you're doomed from before you even started. She should have just ran around the house. Just hidden behind the house. Or climb up on the roof. I don't know. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think I gave it a 4.
I give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I give it a 4. I liked... The very first chapter, I was, like, a bit confused. I'm like, what the heck am I reading? I didn't really care for the first chapter. And then after she got caught is when it started to pick up. So I was like, all right, I like this now. I gave it a 4. The spice, it wasn't crazy, but I'm going to give it a 3 just because I like hearing his dominance. His, like, cockiness, confidence, all those kinds of things. So I liked that. So I'd give that a 3.
Give it a 2.5.
Yeah. I just didn't like the unconscious part. Unless they previously talked about it, but they didn't because we didn't read about it. Yeah. But, well, I think that's it. I really enjoyed it. Did you really enjoy it?
Okay. I'm so over reading, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to not read something about holidays. Gotta go back to vampires. Hopefully things pick up with them.
I'm not gonna read for a few days.
I will, but
I won't.
I'm just like, yeah. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Smutmas has come to an end. 12 videos, 12 days, 12 books. All over the place. We got elves, we got gingerbread, we got snowmen, we got Krampus, we got Santa, we got the Grinch.
Mermaid.
Oh,
Jack Frost.
Random Mermaid, yeah, Jack Frost. We hit quite a few.
Gingerbread.
Yeah, I see that one. We hit quite a few holiday things, right? I said it, I think, like 2 or 3 times now. Going on a break. Christmas break. Come back in the new year. No set in stone plans. Like, we don't have like a this month, this book, or this book, that kind of thing. But we'll be coming back in the new year. We've read a lot. Yeah. Anyway, Merry Christmas again. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas with your family, your friends, or whomever you decide to celebrate with, or don't celebrate at all. Just do what you want to do for the day. Right? Live like if you want. I mean, it's Christmas, so you could do that. And we'll see you in 2025. I feel like this year went by so insanely quick.
It did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's it for Unbound Chapters podcast in 2024. See you in the new year. Bye.